What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Film Session. So in Indiana's loss to Maryland on Sunday afternoon, the main storyline coming out of the game was Indiana's poor late game execution. Let's just go ahead and dive right in and see what the heck happened. We're going to focus on what Indiana used the last time out it had, but here's Rodney Rice's three to give Maryland the lead on a possession the Hoosiers failed to give the foul they still had. Miles Rice comes up the court, and we can see some space for him to drive as he hits half court, with Ballo beckoning him to come to the paint. But just as Rice starts to make that move, Mike Woodson calls a timeout. Hindsight is 20/20 here, but based on Indiana's inability to get a good shot after the timeout, you'd definitely like to have this one back and take your chances with Rice in the open court as opposed to what happened next. Tempers are then flaring during the stoppage of time, and we can see Woodson and coach Jasir Roseman jawing at each other a bit, with operations analyst Nick Verdon getting between the two briefly with his clipboard. Out of the timeout, we can see Maryland set up in a zone defense, and it blows up the action IU was looking to run here. It's something Woodson said after the game.
What were you looking for on that last pair of inbounds and just kind of what broke down? I know the first one, the lead gets the ball dumped away, but...
Well, they went to zone.
First, as Leal goes to set a down screen for Rice, Maryland simply just calls out a switch, and there's no one for Leal to even screen. As this is happening, Renew, who was posted on the left block, now has to move out to the left corner to get free because Queen is guarding space on the left side in front of him. As he gets the ball in the corner, Queen knocks it loose, and Indiana begins its confusing reset. We see Ballo frustrated and chirping at the bench to start. Then it's assistant coach Brian Walsh popping off the bench and getting in Woodson's ear about substitutions. Goody enters and Leal starts to leave, but Woodson tells Leal to stay on the court. Ballo comes off instead as Goody listens into the bench, perhaps for the play call. Walsh is up again talking to Woodson, and now Mbako is subbing in as well. It's for Leal, and the crowd booed a bit at this point, no doubt because Leal has proven to be clutch and effective in late game situations, including this game. In any event, Mbako is clearly confused upon entering. First, he asks Galloway if he's supposed to be inbounding the ball. Galloway points to himself, saying he'll be inbounding. But Mbako's confusion doesn't end there. He's also unsure what Indiana's running and has his hands in the air. Galloway calls out the play to him, and he relocates. As the play runs and Rice moves to the corner, it looks like Renew is expecting him to take a screen and curl around him. But Rice never moves, Galloway inbounds the ball, and Rice throws up an air ball to end the game. We can see that Renew is frustrated with Rice, seeming to communicate Rice was supposed to take the screen. It's something Woodson confirmed after the game, hoping for Reese to get switched onto Rice.
When we went underneath out of bounds, we had a play for Miles to come off because we knew that they would switch to big, and he didn't. He never came off.
Here's Rice post-game.
I think we were trying to run a play, but I think the substitutions kind of got everybody a little confused a little bit, trying to put everybody in their right spots, and then we didn't have a timeout, so we were trying to fix everything on the fly a little bit in such a heated moment.
Before we go, you may have also noticed Woodson beelining off the court right after the game. Another angle of that from inside the stadium shows Goody stopping both Coach Ya and then Coach Woodson, angling them back to go shake hands with Maryland. The cherry on top to a rough ending for Indiana on Sunday afternoon. And that's all she wrote for this edition of Film Session.